What's up, Pee-wee homies? JWar here with another video. So we crafted this RF Sceptre today. If you want to see how we did it, we're going to go through the whole process and I'm going to show you guys all the different steps. It's pretty easy craft and it's a pretty nice profit margin if you want to craft these. So, all right, let's get into it. First step of the process here, we want a pretty good base. Usually can grab these a Vol Sceptre. We're looking for like probably around 32 on the implicit. We'll grab this one with no tree. Put up 4 hours ago, item level 85. Okay. Come on, let's do the trade. Trade request should be 14 divines for a +1 all spell skills Vol Sceptre with item level 85. Looks good. So the next couple things we want to do on the Sceptre here are we want to make it look like we actually tried. So we also want to put 30 quality on it. I usually don't go as far to enchant it. So we're gonna use a bunch of perfect fossils here. This step is probably not mandatory for most people, but so hopefully get 30 quality here. I might just stop at like 29. We probably just stop there. Okay, so next step we're gonna do here, I have a lot of scorched fossils in these resonators, and that's what we're gonna use to craft it. And we're basically trying to hit +1 fire spell skill gems. If we don't hit that, we can't really do anything with the wand, or the scepter rather. And you want to hit burning damage on the suffix or fire damage on the suffix. It's got to basically be T1 fire damage on the suffix. Scepters are kind of interesting because even if you have fire damage on the suffix, you can still craft fire damage on the prefix, which we're gonna want to do with a multi-mod craft at the end as the final step. Now, we could hit a really crazy scepter in this process, which is one of the reasons why doing profit crafting is always really nice, because you could always hit something super crazy in the process. That's not what we're going for, but it could happen, right? If not, there we go. Okay, and we have burning damage, so this is a nice one. This one has fire dot multi on it. This one we have to go with a YOLO and all. I'm not going to keep it in this state because if that fire dot multi was higher, we could keep it here. But we're going to YOLO and all. The burning damage suffix is exactly what we want with the fire spell skill gems. There's a technique I'll use if we were to get to this stage without that fire damage dispels in the prefix. We would be able to do something with it. But because we have the fire damage dispels in the prefix, it's a caster mod, and we can't really protect our caster mod fire spell skill gems. So we're just going to try to YOLO and all here. If we remove the burning damage or the +1, it's gonna be bricked and we got to go back to doing fossils. All right. So we remove the dot multi there, that's fine. And we remove the other one. Okay, we actually... Normally, what I would have done there, and I kind of forgot to do it actually, well, we removed the dot multi first, so we still had to YOLO and all. But another technique you do here is, so this is the scepter. This is the scepter we did. It's done. I decided I wanted to go in and show you guys how to do the scepter if you don't get super lucky like I did, which I kind of wanted to have a little bit more trouble in the video, for the video. Scorched fossils. Okay, so this is a good one. This is a good one, right? This is kind of ideally what you want to end up with. So what I would do here is we would go to suffixes. I'm going to go to crafted suffixes down here. I'm going to put on cannot roll caster mods. Now, like I said, this you can just YOLO and all right here. The cost is going to be probably about the same. But I like to do this because it saves time, right? Because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time crafting stuff, right? Because the time you spend doing things in the game is, you know, what gets you currency, what makes you more money, and all that stuff, right? Sorry, one second. My cat is, Lola's freaking out right now. Anyway, we're going to put cannot roll caster mods on here. And that's really just to protect one of the two things we want to keep. So we're going to have a 50-50, or really just a 1 in 3. To hit crit multi off, because we do not want crit multi. So, but we have a 1 in 3 to hit caster, burning damage, or crit multi now. We can't hit fire spell skill gems. So, and then it's a 2 in 3 to not brick it. If we hit the burning damage, we brick it. So this is what I was talking about in the video. We didn't really get to this stage because we just hit 2 YOLO and alls, which was really lucky. So hopefully we hit the crit multi here on the annul. We hit the burning damage. So this would be the point when you go back to the fossils, right? So that's 1 divine off, right? And then you'd also have to remove the crafted mods and you'd go back to fossils. But let's say you get back to this point, right? We do a little control Z, we annul again, and this is kind of more the typical experience you're going to get. Okay, then we took off the caster, so we just have to put the caster back on. Right, this is a little bit more of the typical experience you're going to have when doing this, right? This is what's going to drive up your profit margin, or delete your profit margin if you're crafting for profit, right? Okay, we took the caster mod off again. That's another -1 divines, right? And then finally, third time there, it's a 1 in 3, right? You shouldn't get that unlucky most of the time, but that's the main thing that's gonna delete your profit margin when you're doing this craft is putting the cannot roll caster on there and annulling, right? Now you don't have to do that. It's a 1 in 3 to take it off, and it's not that expensive to keep spamming for fossils, although you can get pretty unlucky and not hit the fire spell skill gems and burning damage when spamming for fossils. So it's a pretty good idea to do the cannot roll caster. That's what I usually do when I do these, and I usually, come out pretty good on the profit margin when they're done. So that's what I would recommend, and that's kind of the method there that we didn't really get to see in the real when we crafted. So this scepter has gone really smoothly, and just to show you guys like how easy this craft is, that's basically the last step. So we're pretty much done with it now. So now all we do is we just up to 3 crafted mods. Now this is the part where this is also going to affect the value a little bit, and we're going to go fire damage. Now you want to have this increased fire damage, chance to ignite, which is a veiled mod. If you're going to do these, you want to make sure you have these veiled mods. I think fire.multi, which is the other thing we're going to craft on, is also a veiled mod. So you're going to have those if you want to get to craft these. The burning damage is kind of a low roll, but tier 2 is good. Tier 1 obviously would be the best thing we could get on the suffix with this method. So this is a little bit nerve-wracking here doing this part, just to explain. When you put this on with a multi-mod, you can't re-roll it. So whatever you hit, 51 to 60, is what you're going to end up with unless you divine it, which we might do if we hit like 3 really bad rolls, because the burning damage is already pretty bad. So let's craft 53. That's pretty bad. So we're looking at maybe just throwing a divine on this thing at the end, which isn't something I'd really recommend doing, but this one's got such low rolls on everything, we might do that. So fire dot multi. Also, we hit 20 on the fire dot multi, so I'm not sure if this would really be worth the divining. The fire dot multi is probably one of the more impactful ones. We're really only losing with 4% plus another 7%, so like it could be 11% better on the increased damage, but it's done. So this is a really easy craft to do. I've been doing these for profit a lot. As you can see, we spent probably hardly any fossils. This one was really easy to hit. Usually it's a 1 in 100. I think we only spent like 30 or so fossils to hit it, and then we got lucky on the annuls. A lot of times you're looking at doing probably like a number of annul attempts, so every time you put cannot roll caster on, it's going to be 1 divine. So if you annul it off, it's another divine, right? So, and then the fossils, it's like a 1 in 100, and it's probably about a divine for the fossils and the resonators for about 100. So you're looking at doing that at least a couple times. So you're usually looking at about 5 divines or so in investment into crafting it, plus the base, right? And the base cost us 14 divines. This time we got really lucky, and then we have 116% burning damage with our implicit 32%, with our suffix burning damage, and our crafted prefix fire damage, right? So we can look at this with crafted fire.multi. How much is this going to be? Yeah, right around 35 divines is what I've been selling these for. What was our cost on it? We spent probably less than a divine in fossils and resonators, which is not normal. Do not think you could do this and just spend like 30 fossils and hit it and be done after annulling. That was pretty abnormal, pretty lucky, but we're happy about it for sure. And then what else are we spending? We got to spend 2 divines on the multi-mod. The crafted mods, not really any expense there, just like 10 divines to put it on, or 10 chaos, I'm sorry, to put it on, not divines. And then the base was, I think, 14, right? So we're looking at probably right around, what's that, 16, 17 divines to craft it, and we're going to be selling it for around 35, maybe less. I might drop the price on a little bit to get rid of it faster before I post the video, because you savages are going to go try to craft a whole bunch of these and bring the price down on the market, which is absolutely fine. Honestly, the margin is really good on these, and you're kind of limited to something else I wanted to talk about here in the video is you're kind of limited to the number of bases with +1 all spell skill fractures on like relatively good bases like Vol Scepters, Void Scepters, and other things that are available for you to be able to do this. So if everyone tries to go watch this video and do that themselves, there's just gonna probably run out of scepters on the market that you're able to use to do the craft. So I'm not too worried about people flooding the market on this, but just look out for it. It's a really good craft to do for profit crafting. I've been doing a bunch of these this league, and obviously when I make these videos for crafting and showing you guys like good profit margins, it's gonna get worse, but hopefully you learned something in crafting the video and how to do these RF scepters. Maybe you're playing RF, you want to do one yourself, so you don't have to, you know, get your profit margin marked up real high by somebody like me crafting for profit, and you know, you can get yours for a little bit cheaper. So there you go, guys, and that's gonna do it for this one. So thanks for watching.